Hair loss doesn't suddenly happen. It builds slowly when small signs are ignored. In this video, I'll show you what early prevention actually looks like and why waiting always makes things harder. Let's talk about the first warning signs that most men brush off. All right, so here's the deal. You're in the shower. You look down and there's a clump of hair sitting in the drain. And you're thinking, that's normal. Everyone loses hair. And you're right. Everyone does lose hair. About 50 to 100 hairs per day is totally normal. But here's what most guys miss. When that number starts creeping up, let's say 150, 200, even 300 hairs a day, that's when your body is screaming at you. And most guys, they ignored it. I ignored it. I remember standing in the shower one morning, looking at this little pile of hair, and I'm literally said out loud, I'm fine. It's just a little bit of stress. Spoiler alert, I was not fine. See, your hair has a growth cycle. It grows, it rests, it falls out, and then new hairs take its place. But when you're losing more than you're growing back, then that's called telogen effluvium. Fancy word for your hair is bailing on you faster than it can replace itself. And this can be triggered by stress, a poor diet, a lack of sleep, or even just genetics starting to kick in. The mistake? Waiting to see if it gets better on its own. It won't. Let's talk about your hairline, specifically your temples. If you're noticing that your hairline is starting to creep back, even just a little bit, that's not just getting older, that's DHT doing its thing. DHT is a hormone that shrinks your hair follicles. It's like a bully that shows up to your scalp and says, hey, you don't need all this hair, let me help you out. I don't know why it sounds like that. And once DHT starts shrinking your follicles, they get weaker and weaker until they just stop producing hair altogether. Now, here's the kicker. If you catch it early, like stage 2 or stage 3 on the Norwood scale, you can actually do something about it. You can block DHT naturally with ingredients like saw palmetto, pumpkin seed oil, and black seed oil. But if you wait until you're at stage 5 or stage 6, you're looking at a much harder battle. And by harder, I mean a way more expensive and way less effective. I've seen guys spend thousands on treatments that barely move the needle because they waited too long. Don't be that guy. This one's sneaky because it doesn't always show up in the mirror right away. You run your hand through your hair and it just feels different, thinner, weaker, like it's just not as full as it used to be. And that's because your hair strands are literally getting thinner. It's called miniaturization. Your follicles are shrinking. And so the hair that grows out of them, they're weaker. It's like trying to build a house with toothpicks instead of with 2x4. And here's the thing. This is one of the earliest signs that something's going on. But most guys brush it off because they can still see their hair. But by the time that you can visibly see the hair thinning in the mirror, you've already lost about 50% of your hair in that general area. Let that sink in for a minute. Half gone. And you didn't even notice it until it was too late. All right, so let's talk about why waiting is such a bad idea. When you catch hair loss early, your follicles are still alive. They're just weak. They're like a plant that needs water and sunlight. You can bring them back. But when you wait, those follicles start to die. And once they're dead, they're dead. No amount of oil, no amount of supplements, no amount of prayers is going to bring them back. Your only option at that point is a hair transplant. And those start at 5K and can go up to about 15K or so, depending on how much coverage that you need. Or you can go the pharmaceutical route with minoxidil and finasteride, but these come with side effects. And I'm not just talking about a little scalp irritation. I'm talking about performance issues, mood swings, and in some cases, permanent side effects that even after you stop taking them. I tried finasteride, and let me tell you, the side effects were not worth it. I'd rather have a receding hairline than deal with what this stuff did to me. So yeah, it costs you more money, more stress, more regret. So what do you do if you're catching it early? 3 things. And number 1, support your scalp. Your scalp is the foundation. If your scalp is dry, inflamed, or clogged, your hair doesn't stand a chance. You need to keep it clean, hydrated, and ready to support new growth. Think of it like prepping soil before you plant seeds. You wouldn't just throw seeds out on concrete and hope for the best, right? Number 2, block DHT naturally. You need ingredients that actually stop DHT from shrinking your hair follicles. Saw palmetto, pumpkin seed oil, black seed oil. These are all natural DHT blockers that work without side effects. Number 3, stimulate blood flow. Your hair follicles need oxygen and nutrients to grow. And the only way that they get that is through blood flow. That's where scalp stimulation comes into play. You can massage your scalp with your fingers, or you can use a tool to make it easier and more consistent. And speaking of that, if you're serious about getting ahead of this before it gets worse, we put together something specifically for guys in this exact situation. It's called the Starter Reset Kit, and it's only available for the rest of this month. Here's what's in it. 1 bottle of our main growth elixir. That's the oil with over 40 botanicals that block DHT, boost circulation, and nourish your follicles. And 1 scalp stimulator tool to help you prep your scalp and get your oil working deeper. This isn't a magic pill, it's a foundation. It's what you use to give your scalp a clean slate and start supporting your hair from the root up. If you want to grab it, head to watchstallionmain.com, add the main growth elixir to your cart, and use the code FRESHSTART at checkout. The scalp stimulator will be automatically added at no extra cost. This is a February only batch, so if it's gone, it's gone. All right, let's keep going. You know what the biggest mistake is? Thinking that hair loss is just cosmetic. It's not. I mean, yeah, it affects how you look, but it also affects how you feel, how you show up for your wife, how you show up for your kids, how you show up for yourself. I remember my daughter asking me one day,
"Daddy, why your hair's funny now?"
And I didn't have a good answer, because the truth was I had been ignoring it. I had been telling myself it wasn't a big deal, that I'd deal with it later. But later never comes. You just keep pushing it off, and then one day you look in the mirror and you don't recognize yourself anymore. And that's when it hits you. That's when you realize you should have done something way sooner. So if you're watching this and you're seeing the signs, the extra hair in the shower, the receding temples, the thinner strands, don't wait. Do something now while your hair follicles are still alive. Let's paint a picture. You're 28 right now. You're noticing a little bit of thinning, a little recession at the temples, but you brush it off. Fast forward 5 years. You're 33. Now it's noticeable. Your crown is thinning. Your hairline is back another inch. You start wearing hats a lot more often, every day. Fast forward another 5 years. You're 38. Now you're looking at hair transplants. You're researching clinics. You're trying to figure out if you can afford it. You're stressing about whether it'll even work or not. Or you're 28. You notice the signs. You take action. You start using natural solutions. You support your scalp. You block DHT. You stimulate blood flow. Fast forward 5 years. You're now 33. Your hair is thicker. Your hairline is stable. You're not stressing about it anymore. Fast forward 5 more years. You're 38. You still have your hair. You didn't have to spend thousands on transplants. You didn't have to deal with side effects from drugs. Tell me, which version of yourself do you want to be? Now, I know what some of you may be thinking. Natural solutions don't work. You need the real stuff. You need minoxidil. You need finasteride. And look, I'm not here to bash those options. If they work for you and you're not dealing with side effects, great, awesome. But here's what I do know. Natural ingredients like rosemary oil have been shown in studies to be just as effective as 2% minoxidil for hair growth. Saw palmetto blocks DHT without the side effects of finasteride. Peppermint oil increases blood flow to the scalp better than most topical treatments. And when you combine 40 plus botanicals that all work, bro, blocking DHT, boost circulation, nourishing follicles, you're not just treating one problem, you're treating all of them. And that's the difference. Pharmaceuticals target one thing. Natural solutions target the whole system. And for guys who want to avoid side effects and actually support their body's natural processes, that's a game changer. All right, so here's what I want you to do. Step 1, take a picture. Take a picture of your hairline and your crown right now, today. You need a baseline because in 30 days, 90 days, you're going to want to see the difference. And if you don't have a before picture, you won't be able to track your progress. Step 2, start supporting your scalp. Whether that's with our Elixir or something else, just start. Don't wait. Step 3, be consistent. This isn't a one-time thing. You need to make this part of your routine, just like brushing your teeth and just like working out. Hair growth takes time, but if you're consistent, you will see results. The cost of waiting isn't just money, it's confidence. It's time. It's the version of yourself you could have been if you had just acted sooner. I've talked to hundreds of guys who all say the same thing. I wish that I had started sooner. Don't be one of those guys. If you're seeing the signs, do something about it. Your future self will thank you. Now, if you're wondering what vitamins actually help with hair growth and which ones are just a waste of money, I made a full breakdown in this video right here. Click it and I'll see you there in a little bit.